welcome to those of you who are here for the first time, and welcome back to my wonderful subscribers. If you're not subscribed yet but you think you are gonna like my tutorials, or if you have watched some previous tutorials but have not subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button. It's somewhere down there, and yeah, help me out. I mean, I'm so close to 100,000 subscribers, and well, not so close, it's 68 as of now, 68,000, but yeah, if you're gonna subscribe, it means that I'm gonna be more motivated to post interesting projects. Anyway, today's tutorial is on this very easy cardigan, and it's long, but the length doesn't matter. This tutorial is very closely linked to last week's tutorial, and I will post it in the description box and maybe in the comment section as well, so it's easier for you to find it. There I showed you how to make a top to bottom or top down sweater or pullover. And in this tutorial I thought, why wouldn't I make the same exact thing only in a cardigan, or I've seen people call these sweaters as well, so I'm confused which one is sweater. But anyway, that one is pullover, this one is a cardigan. It's the same principle. A lot of steps are repeated from the previous tutorial with the exception of an opening at the front. And for that and for this tutorial I started working with Stitch Studio by Nicole Lullaby, and all the information about the yarn is in the previous tutorial, is in this tutorial. But as you can see, and if you follow me on Instagram, and that's gonna be linked in the description box as well, if you're not following me, please consider following me on Instagram. You've seen that I started working with a different yarn, and yeah, I really liked this project a little more, so I just finished this cardigan with this gray yarn, but I will finish that cardigan that I started with the Lullaby yarn. And as always, all the details on the yarn and crochet hook are in the actual tutorial. And obviously, like as any cardigan, I made it a little oversized. It's not extra oversized, but this is what it is. You can adjust the length of the sleeves because you're going to be working from the shoulder down. You can adjust the length of the project. If, for example, you don't have enough yarn, you can finish at any place you want. Also, I'm gonna give you a few tips on the borders. Everything is beginner friendly, not very beginner, maybe intermediate to advanced beginner. I kept everything as simple as possible. I hope you will like it. I hope you will give this video a thumbs up. As I said, as more you guys support me, as more interesting projects I'm gonna be able to film for you. And without any further ado, if you are ready, grab your yarn, crochet hook, let's get to work. For the yarn, I am going to be using the Stitch Studio by Nicole Storybook Lullaby, and this is the information about the yarn. It requires a 4mm hook, but I am going to be using my 5mm hook because I like it better. And these are the care instructions, acmoore.com. projects, inspirations, but yeah, the color is called Goose. This is the lot number if you want the exact same, but actually, to be honest, I've never looked at the lot numbers because any yarn I would pick up, it doesn't differ at all. And yeah, it's available only at AC Moore. And the other color that I'm going to be using is called Robin Egg, and I love blue. So I'm going to be alternating these two colors. You can pick up any yarn you like. If you have AC Moore nearby, swing by. They usually, well, oftentimes they sell them 5 skeins for $10. It's a good deal. And some scrap yarn for stitch markers. If you actually have stitch markers, use them. And I will start with the blue color. I really like that this yarn has this really nice sheen to it. In the projects, it's very difficult to see on camera, but in real life, when the sun hits it, this sheen looks so nice. I really like it. We need a number of chains that is divisible by 12. I will chain for my project 84. So I had 84. If I divide it by 4, we will end up with 21. So basically we will have a square that has 21 chain each. Now you will have to move the chains from the shoulders into the front and back. Let's say this is going to be our front. So you would move, let's say you would move a chain from here to a chain from here, and you will end up with 20, 22, 22, 20. Right? It's already more like rectangle. And you move the chains as many times as you think you will need for your shoulders. For me, I know that my shoulders need to be 16. So basically I would move 4 chains and we'll end up with 16, 16, 26, and 26. Like so. So that's my perfect rectangle. Next, what we need to do is, because it's a cardigan, split the front in half. 26 divided by 2 is going to be 13. So I'll have 13 and 13. And now let's put it in chains. So this is what I did. I have from here to here 13, 13, 16, 26, and 16. And now we're going to figure out our double crochets, and this is the outline of the chart of the beginning chain of the cardigan if you want to make a screenshot and take a closer look to it. But let me explain you the steps. So this is the opening of the cardigan. The first thing what I'm gonna do is these are my 84 chains. I will chain 3, that will count as the first double crochet, and add 2 more double crochets into this first chain. Then I'm going to put an increase into the 13th. Then when I get into my 25th, and I will put 3 double crochets in it, so these are the groups that I'm going to be putting. I will skip 3, the 26th, 27th, and 28th, and I will put increase into the 29th. Then I will keep going, skip 2 group, skip 2 a group, so on until I reach the 56th chain, and I will put an increase into the 56th. Then I will skip the 57, 58, and 59 and put a group into the 60th, and keep skipping 2 and putting double crochets until the 72nd. Put an increase here and finish the row normally with group of 3 double crochets, skipping 2. Once this first row is going to be done, you will see how easy it is to continue. But let's do the first one together. This is the picture that I have, and this is what I have to repeat right now. So this is my 84th chain. I need to chain 3 more, that will count as first double crochet, and I will put 2 more double crochets into the same chain, like into the 4th back from the hook. And then following the chart, I will chain 1, skip 2, a group of 3 double crochets. Like so. So now we have to count the chains to the left, so we can put the increase into the 13th. So we had a group into the first, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, 5, 6, a group into the 7th, chain 1, 8, 9 into the 10th, chain 1, 11, 12, 13th. Here we're gonna put 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, fit everything into the 13th chain, chain 1, and 3 double crochets into the same chain. chain 1. And now I have to go until the 25th. So I chained 1, 13, 14, 15, a group into the 16th. And the reason I said you need stitch markers, probably because it would have been easier if you would have, you know, just marked your chains right here, put a stitch marker, and didn't have to, like I have to count like 25th and then I skip 3 and put the increase. But yeah, this is what we have for the base. From now on it's gonna get very, very, very easy. So I'm picking up the work and turning it around. So you finish this way, turn the work, and start with chain 3. That will count as the first double crochet because we need it. Then you are gonna chain 1 more because this is what we chain instead of the groups, and put 3 double crochets into the space. And this is what you're going to be doing until you reach the increase part. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into the space. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next space. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next space. And chain 1, you got to your increase, go into the chain 1 space and put 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. Your increases will always fall into the increases, and you will always put 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets into the chain 1 space. Like so. And then you're gonna continue chain 1, double crochets till you reach the next increase, then again till you reach the next increase where it is right here, and I will meet you at the end of the row right here and show you how to finish it. And as I'm coming to the end, I will put the last group of 3 double crochets here into the last space. Then we have to follow the pattern like we started. Chain 1 and put a double crochet into the 3rd chain from the beginning. And like so. And there is the end of our 2nd row. You can see your opening of the cardigan is growing. Now, like you finished here, you will turn the work, and here you will start with a group of double crochets. Only what you're gonna do is chain 3, that will count as the first double crochet, and you will put 2 double crochets into the space, so we keep all the groups even, and it will look like a group of 3 double crochet. And you will chain 1 and put a group of 3 double crochets into the next space. And you will carry on with the pattern, repeating the same steps, putting the increase in the corner, then another increase in the corner, then again, then again. And when you come to the end, how you're gonna finish is you're gonna put 3 double crochets here, chain 1, you're gonna put 2 double crochets into the space, and the last one is gonna go into the 3rd chain from the beginning. And you are gonna turn the work and continue. So I'm gonna make 8 rows with blue, and I will come back and show you how I change the colors. And these are my 8 rows from the beginning, and I'm right here finishing the 8th row. So I chained 1, and I will put my last double crochet into the 3rd chain from the previous row. What I'm gonna do is pull up a loop and pull through 2, and instead of finishing the double crochet, what I'm gonna do is make a slip knot, and pull this stitch or this chain through these 2. and I like to tie the yarn. So it doesn't run anywhere. This is for now. Later I will undo them and actually tie it normally. And I like to leave a longer tail and cut off the blue yarn. And this is what we have. So now I'm going to turn the work and I will continue adding rows just like I did before here. So every odd row will have 3 double crochets. Every even row will have a space at the beginning. So now we will have our 9th. We'll chain 3 and then put 2 double crochets into the space. And continue, chain 1 and 3 double crochets into the space. Like so. I will keep adding rows until I have a total of 16. So I need to keep expanding the project. And here are my 16 rows, 8 in blue, 8 in ivory. And what I'm going to do now is fold this in half, and you are going to have to decide which one is going to be the right side, which one is going to be the wrong side. So this would be my right side, and let me turn this, since we're working from top bottom. I finished my 8th row in off-white, and I joined as I would normally join. Alright, this way. And I will start a new row again by following the pattern. So now I'm going to have to chain 3. That will count as a double crochet. Actually, it's going to be 2 because this loop is a little too long, and put 2 double crochets into the space. If you are working in solid color, do the same. Start this row, and I will meet you right here where we're going to connect these 2 parts. So basically, go to the increase, but do not increase, stop right here. And to connect these 2 parts, we'll repeat the trick we did when we crocheted the pullover or the sweater. So I'll chain 1, and when I get to the increase part, I will yarn over, put a double crochet into the last double crochet of this group, like so. Then yarn over, insert the hook into the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 and stop. Then take the other side, yarn over, insert the hook into the space between the groups, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have 2 double crochets unfinished, and we have to connect them. So we'll yarn over and pull through all 3 chains, and then yarn over and put a double crochet into this double crochet right next to the left from the space. And here we connected the parts. In the future row, these 2 double crochets and these 2 crochet together are gonna count as one group. So when you're gonna come around, you are gonna put 3 double crochets, chain 1. Okay, so let's chain 1 and put 3 double crochets into the next space. So when you're going to be coming back, you would put 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip this part and put 3 double crochets. And this way you're going to have a really neat transition. Carry on with the pattern until you reach the next sleeve, and you're going to repeat the same steps to connect them. So you're going to be adding rows going downwards for as long as you want your cardigan to be. Let me show you how to make the sleeves. One row is enough to show you. So you would join here down in the armpit, and we will come to this corner where we joined our bottom part of the cardigan. This time we're gonna hold, so this is facing you, and you are gonna start in
this double crochet. So there's your space, first, second, into the third double crochet. Chain 3, that will count as a double crochet. And here is the same principle. Yarn over, insert the hook into the corner, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert the hook into the next corner, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all, and then put a double crochet into the next double crochet. And there's your joint for the sleeve. As you can see, it's a small gap that corresponds to the gaps in the corners. It's not too large, and here is not too bulky in the underarm. So you would chain 1 and put 3 double crochets. And there is your sleeve. Here we joined. You're gonna go all the way around, and when you come to this space, you're just gonna chain 1 and slip stitch into the third chain from the beginning. Then you're gonna turn the work, slip stitch into the space, and start another round. And same, we're gonna get here, slip stitch, and turn around. And the link to the sweater video is down in the description box. You can refer to that one. I'm not gonna go into a lot of details. Okay, you crocheters will totally understand me right now. So I was looking through out my yarn, and I saw that I have 2 skeins of this yarn, Stitch Studio by Nicole Earth Tone, and I have it in, the color is Silver Fox. These are the specifications of this yarn, and as I said, I have 2 skeins of it. It requires a 5mm hook, but as always I like to go one size higher, so it's a 6mm hook. That's what I'm using. And this yarn is available only at AC Moore. It's the AC Moore brand. Again, there's the name and the lot number if you need it. So, and I really like this neutral gray with some speckles of tan and black. And what I did is I started a new cardigan, and yeah, this is how it looks like. But I made a slight difference because I'm using a larger size yarn and a larger size hook. This is the chart that I made. So I counted how many I need. So this is the opening of my cardigan, and disregard these ones because first I counted these rows and it was too small after I tried it on. So what I did is I chained 67, and you can pause the video and make a screenshot of this one. So made 67, and then I put, instead of groups of 3 double crochets, I put groups of 2 double crochets. And don't pay attention to this, it's not divisible by 11. First time I chained 55, it wasn't enough, so the next number that worked was 67. Try to add 12 to the 67. It should work. Because it's too chunky, well, it's not too chunky, it's chunkier, the 2 double crochets work perfectly not to have 2 wide gaps. You can try with 3 double crochets, but to me it was a little too stiff. This drapes a little nicer. So yeah, this in the corners I put 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Followed the same principle, but just made in 2 double crochets. So whichever yarn you're using, I just wanted to kind of point out that no matter what yarn you're using, it's possible to make it work. Just the first thing what you do is make the chart, and then try on the first row, and you will be able to see, is that enough, is it not, is it too close around your neck, is it not. Okay, so this is the finished already cardigan. The sleeves, if you were wondering, I didn't decrease or increase anything. How it was wide, I just made a straight tube and only finished the sleeve with single crochets, only into double crochets.
just like the previous tutorial, and I kept going until I reached the desired length. So don't cut the yarn right here. What we're gonna do now, when you reach the end of your cardigan, what I'm gonna do is make the border going on this side, then work the neckline because that's still raw, that's not finished, and then come down this way. And you can do it a couple of times if you need to add border.
And whether you made 2 double crochets or 3 double crochets, doesn't matter, you still have the same double crochets on this side. How I personally do is I chain 3, and that counts as a double crochet. Then I grab 2 hoops or 2 loops and put a double crochet. Then move to the next. This is your chain 3 from the beginning. Therefore you have 2 chains that are free and 1 chain that is connected to this double crochet. So I would put 2 double crochets, 1 in each chain. Then I move to the next double crochet and put 2 double crochets into it. I like to grab 2 hoops or 2 loops. Then again the chain 3, but we're going to be using only 2 chains, and also grabbing 2 loops like so. And this is how you are going to be working all the way up until you reach the neckline. Mine end up in a straight line. See if yours don't end up in a straight line. You are gonna have to play a little bit to which one you skip, where you put a double crochet. That will take some figuring out, but this is how it works for me if you want to try the same. And this is the one side border. As you can see, it ended up being very straight and very nice. And here I'm finishing to get to the collar. So I put the 2 double crochets here, and this is where the collar starts. Now I need to put I think 1 more to get to the chain 3. So this was a chain 3 here. So I put 3 double crochets. Now I need to make the corner, so I will have to put 2 more into the same stitch to kind of make it transfer to this row. And now we'll start working on the neckline. So here was our increase. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put double crochets in each chain to reach the space where we increased. And I'm not skipping any chains, each and every one. So here is my increase. I will stop at this double crochet. Now what I like to do is put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until I reach this one. 5 unfinished or 5 double crochets together. So yarn over, insert the hook into the stitch, start a double crochet, don't finish it. Yarn over, insert into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through only 2. Okay, into the increase, the same steps, pull only through 2, and into the 2 chains from here, from this side. So we had the 2 chains, the increase, and the 2 chains. And you have to have 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 6. Do not chain or anything, just continue with double crochets until you reach the next increase, which that's going to be very close. here is my next increase. That's this small part is the shoulder part, and same thing, I'm gonna stop at the double at the this group, and here I have 5 chain 2, this one, and chain 2, and repeat the same step. Pull through only 2 into the next stitch, pull through only 2 into the increase, then into the next stitch and into the next stitch. Again, I worked the 5 stitches plus this one, yarn over, pull through all of them, and continue with double crochets until the next increase. So this is, now we are working your back. What is the back of the cardigan? This is what we did. We came up, made the corner, then here we decreased so it looks cohesive, it's not bumpy. We decreased on this side as well, and now I'm gonna put double crochets until I reach this part and decrease there, then this part and decrease there. Basically come all the way around, and there is the neckline worked around. So now you are gonna just add 2 more double crochets into the corner, so you have a total of 3. 1 and 2, and you're gonna start working downwards, same exact way, putting 2 double crochets in each double crochet, putting 2 vertical into each horizontal. Yeah, and that's how you go. And I will meet you here in this corner at the end. And this is the end of the border. Now what I'm gonna do is just turn the work and go a full way around. Start with the regular chain 3, that counts as a double crochet, and put double crochets in each double crochet around until let's do actually until I reach the neckline, and I'm gonna show you something there at the neckline. If you're more advanced, you can go ahead and do the front post or back post double crochets. Since I'm making this tutorial for very beginners or advanced beginners, we're just gonna keep the border flat. As you come to the corner where your neckline starts, try the cardigan on. When I tried it on, it looked like adding a row of double crochets would be a little too much. It's gonna be a little too close to my neck, which I don't like. Unless you really like it, do it with double crochets. I'm gonna do single crochets around the neckline, and then I will start double crochets on the panel, on the side panel. So when you reach your 3 double crochets where you put in the corner, you would double crochet here into the first one, put 3 double crochets here into the corner, and then continue with double crochets. Because I want to put single crochets, I need to start lowering this, so I will put a half double crochet and then 3 single crochets into the corner. And here I made a curve. And now I will be putting 3 double crochets through the decrease. So I mean single crochet in each stitch. And you can play single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, treble, whatever you want. And also, again, here the same, you can use front post or back post if you're more advanced. Now when we get to the decrease, we want to decrease again because we don't want this to be too flary. So what we will do is 1, 2, 3, the actual decrease, and the 2, 1 on each side. insert the hook, pull up a loop, insert the hook, pull up a loop, insert the hook, pull up a loop, pull through all 3. If you're doing double crochets, you would do the same, 3 double crochets together.
And this was it for today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share your works with me on Facebook and Instagram. All the links are down in the description box. Give this video a thumbs up and please share it with your friends or with your crochet groups so we can get this channel growing. And I thank you so much for being with me. I will see you next time. Bye bye.